as we see Bitcoin right now is in consolidation in this upwards channel. We are retesting, as you see, the whole time this channel, and as long as we stay inside the channel, there is no danger. But as soon as we're breaking down this channel, we are expecting Bitcoin to could go as low as 37,500, because this is the price target, because we measure from the last touch point, up touch point, to the first down touch point of the support line, and if we would right now break down, would be 37,500. But I want to speak about the bigger picture with you today. Let us quickly run through the short time picture. So we are still in this head and shoulders also formation. Technically, should we break above $43,000, we should go to 47,300. So it's in a perfect alignment with this upper channel, which the price tag would be here around 46,000. So for now, everything looks fine. On the bigger picture, if we break 44,200, because we're in an ascending broadening wedge, we should even go to 60k. So everything as planned right now. But let us speak again about the big picture, because on the big picture, you know it, we spoke in the last videos already about it. We are about to make, on the weekly Bitcoin weekly, we are about to make a death cross, which historically always indicated a dump. As you see it here, for example, we had this death cross happen, and then we saw Bitcoin running to the downside. But I want to speak on even a bigger picture right now, because we are only 78 days before the halving. And the interesting thing is, we had always in May a dump. In May 2023, we saw a dump happen. We saw red numbers, and also in 2022 we saw the dump happened also in May, but it started also even in April. And this is interesting. But why? On the Wall Street, there's a saying, they say sell in May, go away. Let us watch the US yield curve, which is always stepping before the recession. You see it here, the red lines represent the start of a recession, and you see always when this line, this yield curve stepping up, we see afterwards a recession. And the interesting thing is, when this yield curve is stepping up, it's stepping always up when the Fed is cutting the interest rates. And now let us watch. The next Fed meeting is in March. There is no expectation of cutting down the rates. But as we spoke in May, the whole time in May, there is a probability of 60% that the rate cuts will happen. So always when the rate cuts are happen, the curve is stepping up, and afterwards a recession is happening. So this is so interesting, because also historically, if we are watching Bitcoin, we have before the halving, or we have after the halving. We had always a drop. You see it here, after the halving. So either before or after the halving, we have always a drop. So technically, or historically speaking, we should see either in April or in May after the halving, we should see a drop to a price target of around between 20 and 24k. And it's in a perfect alignment again with all our indicators, which on the weekly showing us a red dot appearing, a death cross, a huge major bearish divergence. The RSI is going up while the price is going down. So this is a very clear sign on the weekly that we should see Bitcoin dropping down to price target of between 20 and 25k. But in the immediate short term, and now it's getting very interesting, in the immediate short term, I'm expecting still a pump happen. We see here, this is the miners position index, and we see the miners are always selling when we see huge dump, and we see also miners selling. For example, here you see it happened in November 2022. It happened here in March 2023, and it happened right now, just right now, recently in January 2024. We saw miners selling and a huge dump happen. But the interesting part is, look what happened afterwards. They sold, and afterwards, you see it here, we saw a slight pump to the upside. What we saw in 2008, we saw same. Afterwards, a huge pump happened. And right now, I'm expecting the same. Yes, we saw this dump happen, but afterwards, historically, after the miner selling, we see several days, several days afterwards, around, around 10 days afterwards, we see a massive pump happening. a massive pump. Between 10 and 30 days afterwards, we see huge pump happening. So this is also again in perfect alignment with the charts, because as soon as we break 44,200, we should see huge pump to 60k, between 50 and 60k, and afterwards a huge dump to the price target between 20 and 25k, because this is in perfect alignment on the huge picture with the history, also with the history of Bitcoin, and also in alignment with this invert US Treasury yield curve. So this is what I'm expecting. So I remain still in my long positions. I am here on the with 2x long position, which is around $1,700 in profits. I'm on Bybit on my FXS long position, $15,000 in profit. BTC long position, $240 in profit. If you also want to long Bitcoin or FXS or another coin, you get up to $30,000 on Bybit here. Link is in the description. This big drop is also perfect alignment with the CME gap, which is still open between 20 and 21k. I will hold the long positions, and in April, I think starting in April, I will start selling all my positions. Right now I remain long because I'm still expecting a pump to at least to 46, 47k or even 50 and 60k. But thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and see you later. Mwah.